So this is our next little spot that's right off the road, but I think what's cool about it is it looks like it was a little miniature slot mine, and it's just by a parking lot now. We climbed our way up Mount St. Helena, and there's a lot of minerals on this mountain, but it's only in certain areas where those layers are exposed. But what I think this is, what I think the whole thing is that we're standing around here, is where they dug out here, because this isn't a creek coming down the hill. There's actually a mossy rock there and a mossy rock there. It's probably a vein of this material that ran that way into the hill, and they dug it out and kind of piled it all here along with the dirt. But it might be interesting for us to look through their tailings, because it's probably been 100 years or more. And you can see it's super minerally stuff. Oh, and a marble. So that's always a good sign, right? And state park, so the rules here are don't disturb a branch or a twig, but rockhounding in California is allowed, and it's the same as BLM generally. Always check with your local parks and stuff, but it'll be no more than 15 pounds per person per day. And oh, that looks like bone. Oh no. And not for commercial purposes. So, and meanwhile, you're trying to use all the discretion you can. Look, that's a chunk of meat. That's a meat bone. That's a cow, definitely. I think that's actually bone next to it. Might be a whole cow. But yeah. So, just try and be gentle with the nature. Oh, there's little miniature spears. You see that? So these are all rocks that they probably dug right out of the slot. You can see it kind of goes up the hill. I threw them to the side here, right outside the opening. And we get to look at them. Let's see, where was this other one? Yeah. So, good sign. Lots of openings. Lots of crystals sticking out of them. What we're actually going to do is climb up and look for some bigger patches with bigger spears. Oh, there's even a mosquito in there. It's going to be the theme of the day. So I know where this is, and it's close to the vehicle. I think I'm going to leave it for now, and we're going to venture on. So I'll see you in the next spot. I dropped right downhill below where they were digging, and just looking through the creek gravels, because it's done all the work of removing the dirt for us. And there's some good signs down here. It's pretty clear already. So, looking for points. Sometimes when you're the first one in a spot for the year, there'll just be lamb there, so it's worth giving everything a little look. Hey, you know what that is? That is a praying mantis egg case. So they might still be in there. They might have hatched and it washed downstream. It's pretty cool. It was in the flotsam and jetsam of the creek. That's what they look like. Hey, look! There's a skull right there. There's somebody's rock hammer. Or digging tool for sure. It's not long ago. Probably in the right spot then is what that means. That's our clue. You have to dig. Okay. Now we got two though. Right past where we found that. Looky. It's our first crystal of the day. Oh, mosquito on the eye bone. Yeah. Look at that. Napa Valley quartz. That's gonna look even better with a little toothbrushing. Beautiful. See what I mean? Just laying there. And there's other quartz. So rocks of this weight made out of this matter are getting stuck right in here from somewhere that they're coming out of. Probably the entire mountain. So, but we're gonna give this place a good look over for sure. On top of this rock right where I found the crystal is this other rock sat. Now look. See that? There's your sign. There's your pick. There's some really old looking pottery in this creek. But everything over 50 years old. We gotta leave here for sure. And they let us rockhound, so hey, that actually looks like a little gypsum. It's gonna be hard to get stuff to focus in this under the tree light. Ooh, it is. See it? That, I believe, is a low gypsum crystal. Our second mineral. Beautiful. See, you could use this like a Viking stone even when the sun wasn't there. Even under here we're getting a glint when it's aimed towards the sun. And that schiller lines up right. That is awesome. Wow, so this creek, all creeks are worth looking through. One thing to note is that we are in the saddle of the mountain. We're like the third road into this area ever came through to penetrate the area, so it's pretty old. Robert Louis Stevenson, the famous author, lived here and wrote a couple books from this location. And this is one of the biggest, nearest creeks where you could dump any of your garbage. So big no-no to take anything historic from here. But these pieces are probably at least era, you know? Ooh, look at that. When you're on a site that's heavily taken care of and curated, those things could actually get collected, so it's best just to leave them. But I just wanted to show you because there's a lot of it. These could have been Robert's plates. You never know. Cool to touch them. Here's the crevices we're looking for sure. This is a dwarven mountain with ancient hidden treasures in here. Okay, we've started climbing. I'm skipping all of the park's details and the history and all that. We're just doing some straight nature and mineral stuff. But I will come back and give you a little tour. Some other video. Yeah. Look at this creek that we're following up, speaking of minerals. It's a little muggy. But at this point, it's begun to actually stain the rocks with its mineralization. You see the difference here between the natural surfaces and the orange one. And that's from just super minerals in the water. It's leaking out of a mountain. As it dissolves everything, it carries it with it. But it's a really good indication that water comes from a subterranean source that spent time underground whenever it's got this much mineralization. And I know it does because there's actually a cave up here I've been to before way in the past where all of this comes out. And I think they were boring for mercury. It's a shaft mine. That's what I'm trying to find. Keep in mind it's been 20 years. And we're on the side of a mountain that just saw forest fires, and there's a lot of natural windfall and slash and everything going on. So, but I think we're onto it, because this is the right area for the stream. This is flowing, and it was one of those where they bored so deep that it tapped into the hillside's water and created a leak, and they probably had to pump it out the whole time that they were working it, and it eventually stopped. So we're going to head up there. Just wanted to show you the whole thing. And there's probably a lot of minerals even underfoot here, but you see the deal is in the states that have a lot of precipitation, you have all this organic buildup. So you have to seek areas where water or lack of vegetation is. So we have fire. That's one way that you can get lack of vegetation. Roads, roadways, paths, stuff like that. Gopher holes. Places where people dug into the hillside and had mines. And then their tailings piles if they haven't been buried by the plants already. But that's why you go out to Nevada and Utah and places like that. It's a lot of the same layers, but the mineral hunting is great out there because of their lack of vegetation. Everything's all exposed, so they've found the stripes of everything and know where it is. Okay, there's a choice here. That one goes uphill, this one follows the creek. We're going to do that, and I'll see up the trail a little bit. See where it was spilling over the log and stained it orange. And then, believe it or not, I believe we found the cave. It's right up here. Want to go take a peek? There's a trail to it now. The population is quadrupled in my town, and area, and state. So, there's the stream. So this log fell across it, made a dam. It's been spilling over the front. Follow it up. Follow it up. Try not to step through some hole in like a 50-foot deep log pile. Look. And I see a pipe leading off of here. Hey, bear. Hey, bear. Where am I going to run? I don't know. They're usually pretty small little black bears around here. Probably won't run far, just going to kind of go uphill. But I was afraid old mountain lion lady sleeping in there too. Back off a pinch and get my... Probably not, because there's a trail here and humans come here. Animals are smarter than that. Okay. Whew. Look at all that clear water running out. So, oftentimes when they go digging through any mountain anywhere, even in the deserts, they'll hit a layer where water is sliding down the layers of rock in the mountainside, and because then it becomes the easiest path of resistance. I'm not sure what percentage of mines, but many mines in the world end up having to get pumped out. And when they stop, it fills up. The danger of them is that a mine like this is compromised both by water, because it's been being leaked in the whole time, so the rock is heavy, saturated, loose, every year freezing, and whatever else can act on it. It's not sitting like mummified in the desert, but there can also be 500-foot shafts that go straight down that just have a couple logs or some layers of leaf and stuff over it, so you don't want to just go wandering up them, because the water can have filled up a shaft and be flowing out. You'll walk up it thinking it's like 4 inches deep, and then you disappear, and it's like being trapped under ice. You know, you might not get up under the right ledge in your panic or whatever. So that is a warning. Wow. I believe a tree just fell over. Or something. That was huge and crazy. So what this is a ledge here. All of this, see the natural rock face? Oh, falling down. Comes around here. And that's what they dug into. This is all the tailings pile. So I kind of want to look through here a little bit. And then we're going to go out there and try and look out over the face of the mountain where it's all been burnt. But first, let's get out our big powerful flashlight and look in here. I love caves. They're my favorite thing. Oh, and this one goes way back. Good. I was hoping that it was deep and not just shallow, you know. That way we get to go explore. Yay. And then you can look around right here where the mud is, because that's actually pretty cool to have. Be careful. I don't see any big animal prints, do you? I don't. Okay, that means it's the monster mountain spider's gonna eat us. Hey, bear! Yeah, man, it goes way back there. That's awesome. No, yeah. Our caves out here are just lined with spiders. So it looks like the wall goes back. That's a natural ledge that was left there for some reason. I don't know why. You see that? That's not a landslide. That's the natural rock protruding out. And then it's just a pool of water going back after that. And you can see the chisel marks here from where the workers came through with their picks digging it out. It would have been a little bit deeper because it's filled in, but not much. And those are all spider egg sacs. I'm sure Mama there doesn't matter if we go underneath her and crawl in a little bit, right? Feet wet. Beginning of a hike. Can we do this one at the end of the hike? How far back it goes. Like I say, there could be a pit halfway back there where you fall down 100 feet. I think way in the back there, I might see rocks and stuff. Who knows what was going on. This could have been something that they were using for water after they quit mining it, and that's why they left this intrusion there, so it would be like an underground reservoir, and then ran pipes out of this downhill to the houses and stuff. So that isn't hard to do. You just dig it down a little bit deeper and then you have a reservoir. There's definitely a big massive cave back there though, and this could just be the out shaft for it, because you can climb up through the mountain here. And look, are those all sparkly gems in the walls back there? You can climb up to the mountain here, maybe we will, and look down into massive caverns that they dug out. We're going to have to get John and come back here and let people know where we are. But I can go back there a little ways for you, just at the end of the day. Yeah. There's a crystal sticking out of the wall. See them? Some gold. It's a dwarven cave. We're coming back. We're coming back. Okay. Things are eating this log the second it touches the ground. Those are all the blooms of funguses that are laced throughout it. All the different varieties. And they'll gobble it back up. Look at all the different colonies. And those are just the blooms of massive underground plants that all connect to each other and connect to the root hairs of all of the trees. Allow them to send signals to each other and information, not just food and nutrients. It's the stuff that falls out here and is rotting out of the reach of the roots. The funguses can eat and send it back to the trees, just like in the movie Avatar. All of this is all hooked together underneath our feet. And that's the army. It's just turning it back into dirt for us. But this is what they dug out. I'm not even joking. This whole hillside here. There's the natural slope. I don't know if you can make it out, but there's a hump here. This is all tailings that they dug out of that hole as they went looking for what they were looking for and weren't concerned with any of these. Look at that. I'll just kind of keep you with me for a second. We can dig a little bit and it won't be so rusted up. But I just wanted to see what was on the surface for us. And then the creek down below there where it's been eroding the foot of this, it's going to be awesome. I think we'll bring some of these down and wash them. As I dig into it here, you know, everything's pretty dusty, but you can see it's also chunked up. You can see that this is just a big pile of pick away at the walls, and when they went through layers of crystal, they just went pick. They're probably making miles of tunnel and did not concern themselves with this. Oh, there's a digger's pit right there. Okay, I'm going to climb around for a little bit and let you know. Okay, normally I don't show you owies, so kitties, if you're scared of owies, look away because I'm going to show my hurt finger. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I just reached down and set my finger down too hard on the edge of that when I wasn't looking. And now I'm going to try to attach what I can and then wrap it in some sort of natural things, starting with water and moss. I'll be back. Okay, top of a sock. It's pretty clean. I just put them on. It's been under my pant legs. It's got that little bit of stretch to it. Kind of grips itself. With some water, it's actually pretty good. Don't let me gross you out too much. We're going to be fine. And we're down here in the creek. And there's just a lot of minerals that came out of this tailing pile. The sharp edges on them. Remember to bring your gloves and your safety glasses if you don't want to have big owies on your finger like me. And I was just walking, I wasn't digging. A lot of quartz. Some of it looking pretty crystalline. So this is all microcrystalline quartz so far. We're looking for macrocrystalline, like that has started to form into shafts. And I'm sure somewhere here they went through pockets of quartz crystals, threw it out down the hill, and we're going to find piles of them any minute here. Got some agate layers going on there. So microcrystalline, no big old spears, just millions and millions of little particles of quartz. The agates, the banded chalcedonies. Yep. Okay, we're just gonna pick around here for a little while. thought we would just observe the details. Looks like we might be getting into some little gypsum layers and all the minerals that come with that in this little area. See, they were digging back, and as they got to here, they just kept going, and those got thrown out the entrance also. Ta-da! Right on, man. We're just literally looking into the side of the bigger pieces that they tumbled downhill first. Probably smaller and smaller as they smoothed it out. This is where we can find pieces with whole pockets. Look at that. It's not bad. Tell you what though, you dig into a hillside like this, be ready to expect that you're going to find a nest of rattlesnakes. Or anything. Snake skin. Coming out of one hole and going into another. Okay. Just kind of gathered these out of the upper creek. We came back down the mountain here. I am sweating all over the place. It's the ground is saturated. It's like our second 90-degree day. You can see it's fire damage just everywhere, and it's just a combination of it. I'm standing in a big compost heap, and I'm sweaty with it. Check these out. Those are nice little pieces for how much little spears are on them. This one has some bigger ones in the pocket. This one. Got a lot of that desert rose patterning. Ugh, bugs, and then this is like square bricks with multiple layers of fine quartz crystals. I don't know if you can make that out. I'm going to take that one with us out of that pile. And we'll wander up this creek a little bit and keep moving, keep the skeeters off us. And I know that this side of the mountain has a lot of tuff and a lot of volcanic stuff from the Helena volcanic field. And around the front of this, it's been eaten away by the forces that are in the valleys down below and facing towards the coast in the south. And this has a mountain range backing it up on this side, and on this side it has a valley that's wandering rivers, creeks, and everything else have eaten it down. So I think we can get more exposed rock out here and less tooth. Bigger spear from down below. I just washed it off in the creek a little bit. It's pretty cloudy, but it's counting at this point. Let's see, that's our best of the day. Let's go find some more. Hey, I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button below. Helps the quest for details grow. I appreciate the support. And if you double click the bell icon next to it, you'll get a notification each time we put out a new video. Just don't forget that on the Quest for Details homepage, if you click on the videos, then it will take you to all of the videos that I've posted in the past. They're all still there saved, and there's quite a few of them, and they grow every day.
you.